Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the show. This week, the Invincible Universe expands again, but this time it expands backwards because we finally got a reprint of Robert Kirkman and E.J. Sue's Tech Jacket. Now, I had been looking for this particular trade paperback like crazy for years. And living in Italy, it's pretty difficult to find stuff like this, especially stuff that's out of print. You're not going to find it you're certainly not going to find it in English. I had eBay notifications going. I was searching for it on a daily basis at one point. And finally, I head to my comic book store, let's say, okay? And I finally see it there, like back in stock. Not only Tech Jacket, but a lot of the other stuff Robert Kirkman did, kind of mid-Invincible, mid-Walking Dead era stuff that finally got reprints. So I was really excited to pick this up, and I'm sure a lot of you did the same thing, right? Like, what? Tech Jacket is back? No way. If you're big Invincible fans, you saw the character in the Invincible series and in the comics. If you've been reading the compendiums, I know they've been selling like crazy. And I thought, wow, how cool is it to be able to look at Tech Jacket now that we know what the character becomes in Invincible, and see where it all started. And it's more important than that too. But before I get ahead of myself, let's look at the comic, and I'll tell you all about it then. And by the way, before we get to the comic, don't forget to like and subscribe, okay? Thank you. So straight away, you get this great cover, right? And it's one, I'm not the only one, I'm sure, who's been hunting this down for a long time and who's happy about this being reprinted. There it is, right? You get the cover, you get Tech Jacket right there, like we know him from Invincible. Really cool to see straight off the bat, the boy from Earth, right? It's very classic looking. And what I really liked about this collection is the Robert Kirkman introduction right here on the first page. What's really cool is Tech Jacket is the first book Robert Kirkman gets, the first creator-owned book Robert Kirkman gets at Image. So this is the book that starts that career, right? Where we later get The Walking Dead and we later get Invincible. And you think about all the success those things have gone on to and what Robert Kirkman is doing now with the Energon universe and Transformers. It's pretty awesome to be able to go back and see where it all started for him at Image. Now, of course, a little bit before this, his career begins with Battle Pope, which was self-published. And then a little after that, Eric Larson, it says here, offered him and Cory Walker the job of a Super Patriot miniseries, which Super Patriot also appeared in Invincible. And I believe that Super Patriot miniseries also recently got a reprint, but I don't have it. But I'll tell you what, I will, okay? Anyways, really cool to see where it all begins. And it's for me, as somebody who would love to be working in comics too, it's really cool to read somebody's first go, like what that first pass at Image Comics was. And it was Battle Pope for Robert Kirkman. And it's interesting too, just to finish on this, where he talks about why Tech Jacket had to end and how sales were slumping for this new team and how he had to make a decision like, all right, am I going to end Tech Jacket before it gets canceled in the middle of a story, or am I going to end Invincible? And of course, the rest was history, right? A huge moment, huge decision. He writes this, by the way, this introduction way back in 2007 when the paperback originally came out. So think about 2007. That was a bloody long time ago. This is only now getting a reprint in 2025. Crazy how sometimes things just bloody take some time. Anyway, amazing E.J. Sue art to get going. You know what it kind of reminds me of is the original Invincible art. And I can't believe this name is now slipping my mind. I thought I would be able to see it behind me. Who's the original artist on Invincible? Oh, Ryan Walker. It really kind of reminds me of Ryan Walker's early Invincible art. You're going to see it now, maybe not this, but you're going to see in a second what I mean. Kicks off here with an alien race. You get the kind of cool translations of the alien speech. And we're watching this ship zip through the stars, and you see the original owners, let's call it, the inventors of the tech jacket straight away, which, you think about the cover. If you're just picking this up when this originally comes out, you're thinking like, what's going on here, right? It's pretty interestingly told at the beginning. There's this massive star fight. You get all that, that cosmic color and sort of thing. And then, of course, we end up having this starship crash land on Earth, right? Which takes us to our main character, Zack, in high school. And guys, if you're a big Invincible fan, how reminiscent of Invincible is this, right? It's almost like this is Invincible. It's super close to being Invincible. Even just these panels, the way it's shot, the way it's told in these first pages, it's really, really reminiscent of Mark Grayson and of the way Invincible begins. So that's kind of cool. You even have like that Adam Eve sort of connection there where he can't get the girl. It's like that Peter Parker effect, right? With Robert Kirkman, you're able to see the influences. And I've read before that that's like a mark of bad writing, that you should not be able to see the influences. You shouldn't be able to say, oh, this is just like that. But it does have some of that. But I think that's cool, though. I know that, okay, maybe some people look at that and say, oh, well, that's not very good if you can see the influences. But to me, I like that. I like the shout out. I like the what's the word for that? Allusion to earlier works. So anyway, you get a bit of this like, oh, God, we can't be crashing on that other world. The machine will kill them, yada, yada. Cut to Zack and his dad, where you get this little relationship. You get a bit of that emotion, that sympathetic side, that soft side. He's got problems at home, right? Just like Peter Parker had, just like so many heroes before him, that human side. And then that fateful moment occurs where he discovers, almost like Superman, Kal-El falling to Earth, right? He looks in the crater. It's not a baby, but it's a tiny alien. And that tiny alien, like the coils wrap around him, it fuses with his flesh, and he becomes, boom, the tech jacket, right? There it is, that moment. And it's such a simple first issue when you think about it. It's really, 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 really small, isn't it? It really happens quickly. And although a few things are introduced pretty quickly there, it really happens very quickly. And it leaves you in classic Robert Kirkman fashion, wondering what's going to happen next. I'll tell you guys, it's a really cool trade paperback, and it's one that goes on really well. It feels like a series you really want to just devour, like many of us did with Invincible. And it's one, if you're a big Invincible fan, that is absolutely worth picking up. I know we all loved seeing Tech Jacket in Invincible. Well, imagine being able to see him in his own series. And we can only hope that if this trade paperback sells really well, that if people are interested again, that Robert Kirkman revisits it and, brings that character back to life. So, if you've been enjoying the show, guys, please like and subscribe. More comic book stuff coming up next week. Remember, same bat time, same bat channel. So see you next week.